I am Abrar Rashid, son of Engineer Rashid, a two-time lawmaker from Jammu and Kashmir. My humble appeal to PM Modi on eve of his US visit. Respected Narendra Modi ji, Adab. Your visit to US and your address to the joint session of US Congress is a moment of pride for every Indian. Sir, I am confining here myself to draw your kind attention towards the treatment my father Engineer Rashid has been getting from your government after he was arrested and put in Tihar jail on 5th August 2019 when Article 370 was abrogated. Sir, had your government truly faith in democratic institutions, then Engineer Rashid would not have been in jail. His only fault was being honest, upright, sincere, logical and rational while fighting democratically for the rights of his people after resigning from a charming government job before joining elections as an independent candidate in 2008. The fact that there never has been any FIR registered against him after joining politics since 2008 is enough to understand his commitment to peace. Sir, please allow me to say with all the humility that your government and your associates in Jammu and Kashmir failed to fight him politically, so are blocking his path. He talks logic and you try to silence him with the might of the state. Had your government any belief in democratic values, then you would not have tried to prove the two-time firebrand lawmaker a traitor and a Pak sympathizer, who otherwise had earned a respect in the hearts of his opponents too. I am not claiming that he was an angel, but he would work for common people, try to provide best education to the students wherever he would go, would talk about human rights, would talk of a dignified peace, and would tell people, especially youth, that their place was in colleges and universities. He would say that to talk about political issues with sincerity and without lies and exploitation was the job of politicians, and he tried to represent his people in and outside assembly with logic and sincerity. It was his commitment to a dignified peace that Your Highness in July 2018 and your predecessor Dr. Manmohan Singh ji also invited him to discuss the issue of Kashmir. However, it looks that his straight talk offended your good self and you put him in jail after some time, which is travesty of all moralities. Had your government any faith in allowing the people right to free speech or expression, then your agencies would not have used Engineer Rashid's few social media posts, few peaceful protests, his few statements, his few open source videos and his speeches in the assembly to book him under draconian and inhuman UAPA. His continuous incarceration in Tihar jail is in itself death of democracy. You know better that he was ruled out from the group of about 40 lawmakers on 5th August 2019 and bundled in notorious Tihar jail, perhaps for the reason that he had no godfather in New Delhi and anywhere else, nor would compromise his conscience. You had been a great critic of Parivarwad, but he was perhaps the only lawmaker who had no family background in the politics and has risen from the grassroots in Jammu and Kashmir. He was not like other drawing room politicians who would dictate things from their cozy drawing rooms while sitting in wheel armchairs, but would always be like a common man representing common man. He had not left any assets for us except few moral values, simplicity, and learning feeling pain of others, which would be to him dearer than his life. You always talk of Vasudeva Kutumbakam and one earth, one family, one future. But sir, please tell us if Kashmiris, especially Engineer Rashid and tens of thousands of his followers, are not part of that family, and what about their future as you are pushing them towards darkness? While addressing the US lawmakers, please keep in mind the treatment you gave to your own two-time lawmaker Engineer Rashid from Kashmir. I am sorry to say, unless you don't do justice with him and reinstate his fundamental rights under Article 21 of Constitution, your $1 million words in US are at home too hard to be swallowed. Since India as a policy matter do not want others to interfere in its internal matters, so let me not appeal American President to ask you for Engineer Rashid's release. Sir, times do change. These Americans once upon a time denied your good self visa, but are today your trustworthy allies. I both as a son and as a Kashmiri, humbly request your good self to not put Engineer Rashid to further trauma and humiliation and release him with honor and dignity at an earliest. Let you and others differ with his politics, but you leave it to the people of Jammu and Kashmir whether they reject or endorse Engineer Rashid's political thought. Wishing you all the best. Thank you.